this working? Is this working now? Looks like it's working now. How long were you guys going to let me go talking without having any volume? You're a really nice audience, all three of you. So if I go back, I gotta kind of do a sound check now. That might work. So if I go back, there we go. Alright, sweet. If I go back, there we go. Hi everybody. Good to have you here. Wow. So it's like 4 minutes in already. That's like the most boring 4 minutes in the world. Alright, it's sunny outside, so I'm doing some gardening. I just sprayed this fish-based fertilizer all over my yard because it's supposed to be good for the soil and for like worm production. And I did this soil test, and the soil here is horrible. Like, it's Texas, so it's not great anyway. But I'm trying to get a garden in, and in Texas, things are so warm. You can get a lot of your root vegetables in right now. So I'm planting beets and carrots and peas and things like that. And I did a soil check. Hi, Michael. Good to have you with us. Good to see you. So I did a soil check, and there's no nutrients in the soil. Nitrogen, phosphorus. What else is supposed to be in there? Potassium. There's zero. Like, there's nothing in there. So I'm putting down this kelp fertilizer, this fish fertilizer. I did like this compost tea to get a bunch of stuff back in the soil. I have 2 fruit trees. I got a lemon tree. It's like a lemon tangerine hybrid. It's really good. It's a little bit sweet. It's like a sweeter lemon. It's not super sour like a regular lemon. And then I got a peach tree. I haven't had peaches or lemons, and now I thought maybe I'm not getting any sunlight, but I think there's just no nutrients in the soil. So one year I got like 1 peach on this huge tree. So we're changing things. I'm fertilizing everything now. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to work on improvisation and kind of talk through sort of dumb, simple way to get through it. Improvisation today, I like to pick blues so I can kind of go through the different keys. The good thing about picking blues for your improvisation is you have like a 1-4-1 situation going on, and you have your 2-5-1. If you back it up even further, you get like a 3-6-2-5-1 chord change. If you don't know what I'm talking about, take lessons, and I will. I offer trumpet lessons. I know I got some students on here already. If you're not a student, let's do it. Let's do some lessons. Because that's what I do all day long. I'm a lesson teacher. I do some playing, especially when there wasn't COVID going on, but at this point I'm just doing lessons. So the improv, and if you want to pick a key for me, that's fine. I typically change keys on occasion it's all kind of the same ideas that I'm doing. It's just getting familiar with the different keys. And so today I'm going to do an E blues or concert D. We're all trumpet players, so I'm going to say E blues, concert D. Because this is it's not my favorite key. So I'm going to kind of use this. We got to find not D flat, D. So I got to find something that sounds decent. And then I'm going to see if I can put the audio up here where it actually sounds decent, where I can play and have the audio going at the same time. I don't know how. Let's see. Desktop audio. It doesn't look like I have. I should be able to do that, but I don't know if I can. Let's see. It doesn't look like I unmute this. I should be able to do that. It looks like I might do it. But I've had weird things happen when I do this. It doesn't look like I unmute this. Let's just see. I should be able to do that. It looks like I might do it. but I've had weird things happen when I do this. It doesn't look like I have. Let's just see. I should be able to do that. Let's do a little sound check here. Let's do a little sound check here. I think that'll work. So if I turn this up, that seems to work pretty good. Have to oil that. Okay, so part of the process here, when I'm figuring ideas out, I already have in my head a lot of the things that I want to do. Let me make sure I'm on mute over here. Good. So the rest of this is trying to put those ideas that I have in my head down in this key. Now, the scale itself isn't very difficult. Even the changes aren't real difficult. So some of the things I'll do, especially in the first 8 measures of the blues, is I'll take the third note, and here we're dealing with E. The third note's G sharp. So typically I'll go from a G sharp for the E7 chord changes, and I'll switch to a G natural for the A7 chord changes. Now if you're not familiar with the blues, let me see if I can find the chord changes. So for the E blues chord changes, then maybe I can post that so you can kind of see what's going on. 12-bar blues progression. I hate there's so many guitar sites on here that they just don't, they put tabs and all kinds of garbage that you can't read. Let's see what this is. This might have it. How can I blow that up? That might work. Okay. I don't like those chords. That's the other thing. They have, instead of a 2-5-1, they go with like this 5 chord. And then they do like a 5-4-1, which is fine, I guess. I just don't want that because I want a 2-5-1. Let's see. I can do like an image search. No, I think it's important to practice the 2-5-1. So you want a 2-5-1 in your E blues. So you want F sharp minor to a B7 chord, 12 bar. Yeah. No, they're giving me the 5. It's so annoying. And they're not even giving me the right key. Google sucks. Well, just for the heck of it, we'll use this, sorta. No, I really don't like it. I'm going to do this instead. I'm just going to write it in. Why not? But it makes the video so boring, and all this time that you're taking, and I don't care. When you have like 2 people watching, it doesn't really matter. Window capture. Okay. Yes. That's what I want. So now I have my window capture. What if I go over here? No. Screw that. Let's go over here. There. That should be fine. Now, when I type, blow this up a little bit. There. So, E7. And then we're going to do an A7 chord. And then a couple more E7 chords. Another E7 chord. Yeah? What's up, love? A7, A7, E7. Here we'll do a 6. So we'll do a C sharp 7. And then let's do a 2-5-1. So here's the blues that we're dealing with. We'll do an F sharp dominant, like a minor 7. And then we'll hit the 5, which is a B dominant, B7. Back to our 1 chord. And then we can do another 1 chord. And you can do like a 2-5-1 back to the top. It's fine. I'll blow this up. Yeah, it's fine. Good enough. If you want this streamlined better, you know, you can always take lessons. Go like that. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. So there's the changes. The track I use, get rid of that, is just a simple D blues, so that's E for us. And make sure I'm good. Alright, so here we are. So I'm going to push play again. Make sure I have my track. No, I don't. I'm going to unmute the track. Alright, so I'm going to toggle back between a G sharp for the E7 chords and a G natural for the A7. Alright, so just some very simple ideas, changing back and forth between G sharp and G natural, using the third. Now it's important to know what the third is. Let me see if I can come down over here at the bottom. So the third note's important. So we're going to use G sharp on everything. And we're going to use a G natural. I don't know if there's a key on here I could use. just G on the A7 chords. Okay? Simple. Now, you could also utilize the fact that your fingerings are really easy on this. And you can dish out a lot of speed on the trumpet because of that. If you think about your Clark studies. And so let's kind of talk about the pentatonic scale, the blues pentatonic scale. You can kind of spam that for a while and just throw a lot of notes on here just to sort of get your fingers moving. You hear, I'm thinking Freddie Hubbard, Moose the Mooch, and the way he used the pentatonic scale on that lick. And so we can do the same thing on our E pentatonic scale. E, G, A, B, D. Those are our 5 notes, okay? So let's do a couple choruses playing around with these exclusively. And you can kind of hear where I go with it. Okay, so like you're hearing, that gets old sounding really fast, depending on how you use it. But you can cycle it quite a bit. Let me show you a couple ideas you can cycle through. Or now, probably, what would I say? The reason you go through this isn't so you can play a solo exclusively with it necessarily, even though you could. It's more like you want to have this down so well that when you're trying to play your ideas on the fly, this stuff will just come out. Okay? Now, you can throw in the A sharp for color. All right, A sharp or a B flat, if you think of it that way. I'm going to show you how I would do that. Okay, that's about enough of the blues stuff. I guess I should have had it on this so you could see what I was doing. Okay, so those are a couple ideas that I would do. After that, now you can't see, so let me erase this. Show you the next scale idea that I'm going to be working with. Because the other thing you can do speed-wise, yeah, is work on your bebop scale. And let me just show you what that's going to be. Oops. So you got E, F. You're just going to go up the scale. E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D. Add a D sharp, E. There's a lot of ideas you can come up with this scale pattern. And you can work on the scale pattern away from it first. Now, like a lot of these ideas, all this in its most primitive form is not the most exciting, okay? When you play your scale, it's not like you just play scales for people. That's not the exciting thing. Scales are what music is made of, but music is not. Music is made of scales, but you don't play scales for people. Like, nobody wants to listen to a whole bunch of scales. It sounds like garbage. Or even playing one idea through the key. I mean, sometimes that works. I mean, sometimes you can do that, but it doesn't really sound like music. It sounds like you're practicing. And it's interesting and impressive, and maybe you can do that to other musicians and they'll like listen to you, but anyway, so this is the same way. You want to come up with things that sound good within this scale. And that's the point with the pentatonic scale or with the blues scale or anything that you're using. The point isn't to just use those. The point is to use those notes, but it's to use those notes to come up with music, to make good sounding ideas. So, a Barry Harris idea that is just very simple that I like. Oh, it's something like, I gotta think of it. So it goes up the scale to the 7, to that D, and then it goes back down to the C sharp, and then you go down to the A, and then you play A sharp to the B, Or no, that's one of them. I think I went down farther. I went up to the D, back down, C sharp, B, A, F sharp, G, G sharp. So I did the surround idea on the G sharp. The other thing I'll do is I'll do like a pickup note before the idea, or I'll leave the first note out and come in a little bit later. So let me show you, depending on the tempo here, let me see what I have to do. Simple, right? Now, if you get a good idea, like something came to me, and again, this is a key that I'm working on. It's not a key that I've worked on very much. So I'm trying to show you how I approach something that's kind of new. I like doing these sort of surround ideas over the chord tones. E, G sharp, B, D. So B is a great thing to surround. So play the note above a B, then the note below a B, and chromatically go up to it. G sharp's a good one. Nationwide is on your side. So I would put those ideas in there. Some faster bebop ideas. Different things like that over the with the bebop scale. Oh, what's next? Oh shoot, it's a D flat blues. But we're not doing that key. Let's see.
Grammarly can help you write quickly and confidently.
Okay, so thanks, Grammarly. I'm gonna sneeze. So after I get the basic key figured out, like under my fingers, and I get some basic ideas going on in the key, the next thing I'll do, I need a Kleenex. I'm gonna sneeze. Next thing I'll do is work on the 2-5-1s. And throw a couple ideas in there to make sure I can move around the keys and hit those changes in a fairly convincing way. So I'll put a couple 2-5-1 ideas in there too. Alright. And just playing around with it to make the key kind of stick. So the 2-5-1 portion, we're talking about this bottom line. You can practice going right up the chord. And just kind of see how those all flow together. So when you're playing especially the B7 to the E7, all the notes that pull towards the E7 are in the B7. So the D sharp, the F sharp, So I'll just kind of play around sometimes with the B7 notes to see how they move towards an E7. And then I'll start working on like some diminished or altered ideas to go there. So in this case, let's see. There's another one I like to do. I'm going out too. So it's using kind of an altered scale approach. And again, the identifying the scale is one thing. Making it sound like music is another. Or making it sound good is another whole other thing. I'll do some diminished ideas over the 251. Oh, let's see. I don't think that's the one I want. There's an augmented idea that I like to play. Let me see. And then it's something like... So a lot of what I'm doing is thinking of ideas in the keys that I know really well, and just trying to bring them into this key. So the famous Charlie Parker lick. And different corruptions on it. But since this key isn't like second nature to me, I want to work on those hard keys. Not that it's a hard key necessarily, but just the key that doesn't exactly translate from ideas in the head to ideas on the trumpet. And this is one of those. You know, if we were in B flat or F or even D flat, I have down better than this one. Just different keys are, you know, every song, every key, everything's a little bit different. And it's just smoothing that idea out. So I'll be working, I'll probably do this, I'll probably do D blues for a little while. I just do it till it feels smooth, you know, and then I'll turn the track on. I tried to do like an altered, not an altered, tritone sub idea. Something like that, but so like I say, when you're working on something that's new, you know, it's one thing if you have like no idea what you're doing. Improv can be difficult, but if you sort of know what you're doing and you're just trying to translate it to another key and you have that frame of reference, I think you can be in good shape. And a lot of people have their B flat blues down half decent. Try to take all those ideas and shove them into a different key. That's kind of what I'm just trying to get this one under my fingers. All right, thanks for watching, guys. I gotta go dig a hole outside to plant a garden in it. So thanks for watching. I'm going to get rid of this. I guess I don't need to do that now, but whatever. I think I had a... No, I did have... Somebody gave me a comment. What was it? No. Oh, here we go. Who is this? Oh, it's on my plastic trumpet video. I don't know why that... Well, I mean, I know why it gets views. I don't really... It's not like a great video or anything. It's a stupid toy plastic trumpet, right? And so... What somebody in Franz sounds like a clarinet to me. Yeah. So it's like it's just like a cheap harmonica trumpet toy. It's garbage. So you get a like. What have other people said? The toy trumpet is not a real trumpet. We can all hear that. That is a melodica. Thanks, Martin Neolin. You are so informative. You guys are gonna like that. Sir Orange the Third. No, they sound exactly the same. Yeah. Riku sounds more like a woodwind instrument. It sure does. That's what what's-his-face at the top was saying. Then my mom said something. Can't wait to hear Sebi. Yeah, she's telling everybody my kids' names on the internet. Which is okay, Mom. Don't worry about it. I'm not that big a deal right now. Thank you for this video. My son just got this trumpet, a saxophone, and a flute for Christmas. That's pretty cool. And he is super excited to learn songs. I wish the manufacturer had tutorials of songs for him to learn using these instruments. Yeah, no, I get it. These instruments aren't really designed to play songs. I mean, there are some songs you can kind of play on these junky toy instruments, but no. Not really, because they only have like 3 notes. So what are you going to do? And those are all, I mean, all the other comments are like decades old, so I don't even need to really go through that. All right, cool. Well, guys, you enjoy your Saturday. Get outside if you can. If you can't, you know, I mean, it's your life. Just do what you want to a certain extent. I'll hop back on another point. If you have any questions or comments, hit them up in a video or whatever. And we'll see you guys later. Bye.